Welcome back, everybody. Big Mike and Little Ant. We are back for episode 27. And guys, we're going back to our original format. We're going to do blind topics. And that means Mike has no clue what my three are, and I have no clue what Mike's three are. So this is going to be pretty cool. But guys, thank you for coming back. It's been a pretty cool ride for us from all the different content we've been doing and reviews. And I just looked at it, Mike. It's been over a month since we had this type of content.
Yeah,
I was looking at seeing like, oh wow, Spectre when he was as a guest, that was a month ago. I was like, was that really a month ago?
yeah,
And
yeah. We've been, you know what? There's been a lot of stuff coming out, so we've been doing
yeah,
like a lot of review shows. The Snyder Cut, Godzilla vs Kong. So, and those are
yeah,
popular movies and popular shows. So we want to definitely give the guys the content based off of that. But it's always nice to get back to our roots and what
definitely,
we kind of started at as well.
definitely. So man, first of all, let me ask how you doing.
Man, I'm good, man. I'm excited. Like I said, happy to do this show. Happy to keep bringing content. My sports shows, football,
Yep.
basketball, all our review stuff. I was also plugging shouts out to Mental Theater, which I'm also one of the panel members on there. Was on yesterday on Mental Theater channel, actually itself,
Mhm.
with Josh Waring. So just cool, man. Having a lot of fun, working, maintaining. How about yourself?
Same thing with me, man. I'm doing great. Just been having fun lately with these streams, man. These shows I've been creating has been like going crazy. It's been a lot of fun with gaming stuff, but the gaming stuff has turned into more like talk shows. So I've been more or less not really streaming video games, but more or less talking to people about video games or the video game community that I'm a part of. So that's been cool. It's my daughter's birthday today, so we got a lot planned. So she's going all out. So she went to a bar on Friday and hung out with my wife and some people and my other daughter. Then Saturday, which was yesterday, we went to Great Adventures. Then she came home, had a bonfire. Then she had people over, did like karaoke and Uno. And then today we're going to a escape room. And then tomorrow we're going to Speedway. I'm like, geez,
That's funny because we were talking about that escape room yesterday on Mental Theater.
okay,
Remember when Chloe was talking about it before and stuff, and she was talking about all of us going in a
oh
couple
man,
weeks and whatnot. So
that'd be
that's
cool.
pretty cool.
I went to escape room once and I felt like I wasn't smart enough to be there. I was like, man, I wasn't figuring out nothing. I guess
Yeah.
all them years of watching Scooby Doo was not helping me.
Which one are you going to today? Do you know?
I have no clue. Yeah,
Oh,
shit,
okay.
they already
Apparently, there's
booked
one in
it.
Hamilton that I didn't even know about. That
Okay,
Chloe
yeah, they
was
booked
telling
it,
us to
planned
Josh
it. I
around.
don't know,
So
but look, we got some people up in the chat. So let's
yeah,
go to chat real quick. Mr. Urban is in the building. Let's see. Josh Warren is in the building. Uh, and that's what's up. And we got some other people who didn't comment yet, but guys, thanks for tuning in. Again, guys, we're the transparent brothers. If you guys got questions, if you want to answer the topics we have, feel free to jump in. So, Mike, do you want to do yours first, or do you want me to do mine first?
I can start. I love how Mr. Urbanwell is plugging himself right now. That's hilarious, by the way. But Mr. Urbanwell, I still want to figure out how to get that hookup, but we'll talk about that later on and stuff like that. And what's up, Josh? Of course, my guy. Yeah, no, I'll definitely start. Some of these topics I've been holding for weeks because
Gotcha.
we've had other type of shows.
Yeah.
So I've been like waiting to give them to you and stuff like that. I thought they would be good for you. And of course, just to let them know again, we're doing 3 apiece,
Yep.
and then you're going to do your book of questions, and then
Hmm.
I'll do my versus question, just so the audience remembers how the whole format goes. So, one of my first one would be, what if you meet someone and
Okay.
you think that she is the love of your life, right? No matter how you met her at work or through friends or whatever, but you feel like, damn, this could be the really love of my life, but she's already married.
Okay.
What do you do at that point?
Um, Man, that's a good one.
So you feel like she's perfect for you in every way.
Well, here I'll say this. And she also feels like I'm perfect. Listen, you could want all you want, right? That's my favorite car. Look at that Lamborghini, but guess what? You can't afford it. So you can look all you want, window shop all you want. So if this girl I felt was perfect for me and she felt the same way about me, then I'll try to pursue something. I'll just tell her, listen, I feel like we're meant to be. You know, maybe you should work on getting a divorce. I mean,
That what
whatever
you
her
would say? That's
yeah, whatever her
hilarious.
situation is. I mean, listen, if again, if she feel the same about me,
Right, right,
right?
right, right.
If she doesn't feel the same about me, then it is what it is. You could want. Listen, I always had this funny thing I used to say to my kids when they be like, "I want this, I want that." I say, "How does it feel to want?" And they be like, "Wow, like that's
So
life."
if she feels the same way about you,
Right.
you would definitely say something like, "Look, I know
Yeah, I
you're
would
married,
definitely.
but
Yeah, I feel like how you guys say shoot your shot. I feel like
right,
life is life is unpredictable and sometimes you can't get what you want in life, but there's times where you should go for what you want in life. And me being a person that was married 3 times, man, I know that sometimes marriages isn't the end all be all, and so it just taught me like, listen, my current wife now, I met her as a friend when I was engaged to my ex-wife and then went on and got married.
right."
And then after I was married, I was like, "Damn, this chick is fly. I like her, but I'm married. Oh well." And then later on, I got a divorce. And then later on, I hit her up like months later and was like, "Yo, and she had a boyfriend, and her boyfriend's going through rough stuff. Kind of is pretty much what you said, but she wasn't married." I was like, "Listen, dump that loser, man. You and me supposed to be together." I didn't say it like that, but I really did. Was like, listen, why are you even dealing with the BS? Like, I feel like you and me, we had a connection, man. We always liked each other. I was married, now I'm single. You on the border with him, and she end up was like, I don't know, and then she hit me up and was like, yo, we just broke up. That when she said it, I said, yo, come over to my house, bring your kids over, come stay the weekend. Let's talk. She came over on a Friday night, and that Sunday we made it official. Now she broke up with a boyfriend on a Friday, came over my house after they broke up. We made it official on Sunday, but we kept it under wraps for everybody for like a month because we didn't want it to look obviously what it looked like. But and guess what? We got married. We're married now in September. That would make 10 years. So I went for
How,
what I wanted.
but okay, so in that situation,
Right.
when you first shot your shot, when she still had the boyfriend, and she said she don't know, did you leave it alone and wait for her to
Yeah,
break
yeah, I
up?
left it on. I was like, listen, I was like, look, I'm just saying, like, I just feel like our chemistry, like, it's always been there, and I feel like you and me would have something great. And she was on the fence, like, nah, it's perfect because it really is the real life situation. Answering
Right.
your question, she just wasn't married, but I went for it. And she was like, I don't know, and I said, all right, well, I'm just letting you know, like, I'm here, I'm single, I'm not married. Listen, we could figure it out. And and it was like earlier that week, and then she hit me up, was like, yo, we just broke up, and I jumped on it, like, yo, come through. I don't
Oh,
even
so it wasn't
care.
that long between your shooting your shot and her breaking up with the
Right. Yeah,
dude.
yeah. It was like in that week when I was just
Oh,
like,
okay, okay.
listen, we should be together. It's you and him is just going, yeah, I ain't working out. It's done. The relationship's done. So I was telling her she should just end it. And she was like, I don't know. And then she ended up hitting me up, like, guess what? We broke up. And I was like,
Huh, interesting.
yeah.
Being that they broke up Friday, y'all got together Sunday. Was he still not trying to get back with her like the following week?
So
Or no?
it's cool. We actually did. So guys, listen. This show is the realest show on YouTube. Transparency is key, and I can be honest. So that actually did affect us. So we got together in September, and we ended up the first time we ended up breaking up in November. We broke up in November. Had nothing to do with him, but we broke up in November, and a week later, she was messing with him. So first, I seen on Facebook like they hanging out, and like, hold on, hold on, hold on. How you talking to your ex? She was like, nah, we just cool. Come to find out they was more than cool. So that
Right,
bothered me.
right,
I was like, yo, nah, they ain't cool. So she was like, I mean, like my wife is real. She was like, look, I'm single. I can do whatever I want. And that's hard for a guy to hear because you expect,
right.
a girl to be single. I ain't talking to nobody for like 3 months because I need to work on myself. Guys would be like, oh, I'm single. What's up, baby? But she kind of did that. And I was like, yo. So that bothered me. She was like, yo, I was single. So then we got back together like maybe 2 weeks later or something like that. And it always bothered me. And then like months later, same scenario happened. We ended up breaking up in April. So this is November. We broke up in April, and like, all right. So here's what's bad. I was a petty Pendergrass. That always bothered me, and I felt like, yo, until I do the same thing, I'm never gonna let it go because I feel like I'm used to girls being like, oh, we broke up, I'm gonna be single for like 3 months, and my ego was like, yo, you just start talking to dude like a week after we broke up, nah. So anyway, it bothered me, and I would complain all the time. I can't believe you did that. She's like, yo, I was single, I could do what the hell I want, but it still bothered me. So anyway, like in April, we ended up breaking up, and it was an ex of mine, the girl that I proposed to twice in front of Kurt Angle, blah blah blah. It just so happened she lived in South Carolina, and a friend of mine was going to South Carolina to see her kid's father, and me and her just recently. It was weird how it happened. Like I swear, like we just started talking out of nowhere, and me and Sandy was like Rocky, right? And so I broke up with her, and my friend was like, "Yo, I'm going to see my kid's father. How you doing? Whatever." And I was like, "Yeah." The chick I used to talk to, she lived that way. She was like, "Oh, why don't you come for a trip? Go see her. You need to get out." I was like, "Listen, you driving? Bet." So I went for the weekend, and in my mind, I was like, "I'm sleeping with my ex because it's gonna make me feel better." Like intentionally. Now my ex
Right.
had no clue. My ex was like, "Oh, Anthony's gonna come visit." But in my head, I was like being vindictive. I was like, "I'm making this happen." So anyway, I made it happen, and I told Sandy about it because listen, that set me free. And so anyway, she was still rooting for us to get back together. She wanted us to get back together. Didn't matter to her. So I came back home. We eventually worked it out, got back together, and I never brought it up again. What happened with her back in November? Because you know what? You did it. I did it. And at the same time, I was single, so I could do what I want. Remember that? So anyway, that was the last time we broke up, got back together. We was, pretty much had a smooth relationship. So I know I added a lot, guys, but if you want, you
It's
guys can ask
fine. It's
questions,
fine.
whatever. But that's what we do on this show, you know.
Right.
So but yeah. So the answer to your question is, I would totally shoot my shot. I would totally be like, listen, I know getting a divorce ain't the easiest thing, but I'm feeling you. I feel like you and me will have something great. If you feel the same way, again, if you don't, then I ain't trying to tell you to break up your marriage and all that. But if you feel the same way, then go for it, man. Like life is short. You know they always say like the person your love of your life might be married.
Right. That's where the question came from. Right. And whatnot. So gotcha. All right. Yeah. And I guess like you said, for you, a person who has several marriages,
Mm-hmm.
you kind of understand that just because you're married, that might not be the end all be all and stuff like that.
Look, I
More than,
look at real quick. I look at my ex-wife. I feel like I wasted time in her life, man. I had a vasectomy. She knew it when we got together. She wanted a kid. I was like, well, if I ever got married and the relationship was great, I'll get it reversed. Eventually, we got married, but the marriage just wasn't going well. I was like, hell no, I ain't getting it reversed. And so when we got a divorce, I felt like, damn, I kind of wasted some time in her life. I probably took some of her prime years. Well, look at it now. She's married, remarried. She got a kid. Like, yo, it ain't, you can never count yourself out, man. Love is out there.
gotcha. Well, I'm gonna answer my own question before we move on.
Yeah, go.
I would if they were married, I'm kind of like you. I would definitely like if we were building that rapport and I was like, man, like we really do got a lot in common, kind of like what you said or whatever like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really, really kind of into her and I'm making, and she's feeling me and whatnot. I would do it subtly a
Okay.
little bit, not as like I guess blunt because they are married, but I
Yeah.
would definitely throw subtle hints and subtle signs and stuff like that. And then when she told me stuff was on the rocks, like you said, then I would kind of
Yeah.
kind of pounce at that point a little
Yeah.
bit. But if they're just like, yeah, I'm married, and she's just like, not, I don't know nothing about her marriage, and I think everything is good in
Right.
my head, even though it might not be good, then I'll just make like subtle flirtatious comments or whatever, kind of
Right.
letting her know I meant her. But once I hear like, yeah, stuff ain't going well, then I would pounce on it, like you said. So
That makes sense.
yeah,
Definitely.
what I would do.
Uh, okay.
Yeah, no, what do you got? What do you
No,
got?
I was gonna say, let me go to the comments real quick, just in case if anybody wanted to add anything. If you guys had anything to say, let me see. Josh said, Chloe wants to know if your back still hurts from the nip up attempts. No, it didn't hurt at all. Listen, I told you I wanted to be a stunt double when I was younger, so that ain't nothing. I
It's
could
because
do
you
it.
made that sound once you fell. You were like, oh, it was so
Yeah.
funny.
Nah, I'm good. Listen, all the dancing I did last night when we did our little karaoke thing. I'd probably be more sore from that. Let's see.
Oh, he just walk away, Mr. Openworld. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So Tony spilling the tea. Listen, that's what we doing here, man. Let's see. He said raspberry tea. Let's see. Scandalous. I wonder if the same energy will be kept if they feel that way about your current significant other. What?
Ah.
Wait. Explain that.
He's saying, what if someone felt like Sandy was right for them?
Oh, okay.
And how would you feel if they were still shooting their shot, Josh is saying.
Listen, I'm a fair guy, man. Again, like I said, it had to be reciprocated. So if my wife feel like she was that into somebody and he might be better for her, I will not stand in the way of love, you know? I've been, you know what? I feel like this is gonna sound bad. I don't want to use the term jaded, but I feel like I'm broken to a point to where I look at the world differently. I was talking to my son the other day. He was just shocked. He was like, "So if the house is burning down, you want to grab nothing?" I was like, "Nothing." He's like, "You don't care about it?" I said, "Bro, I don't really care about nothing. Anything could be rebuilt, anything could be regained. Relationships, I mean, yes. Can you get your mom back? No. Can you get your son back? No.
All
But for
right.
the most part, I don't look at stuff like blood. I look at stuff like bonds, right? If I could build a bond with a friend, with a coworker, with a girl, with my boy, with my mom, whatever, right? So I look at material objects. back in the day, I would have been like, oh, I gotta grab my PlayStation. Well, guess what? I play in the cloud now. As long as I got my phone, everything burned up, I can still play video games. I can go to your house right now and just play. Like nothing is like a guarantee in life, right? So I feel like, yo, if a dude was hitting up my wife and she liked him, yo, that's maybe maybe that's your forever guy, and maybe my real person is out there and you wasn't it. I'm
Gotcha.
just that broken to the point where I don't hold on. Like people have these regular emotions. That's fair because we've been raised on emotions to be like, oh, you're tied to this and you're tied to that. I'm just not. This is my third marriage. I'm not. I'm not.
Josh just put caps in the chat. That's cat.
Listen, that's because he has his little emotions. Let some dude walk up the club. He'd be like, oh my God, no. I'd be like, listen, bro, this is my third marriage. You ain't never been married before, Josh. So you ruined your mind and your hat. No, he's trying to take my girl. I'd be like, listen, he might be the right guy for you. I don't
Hey,
know. But
that's
people can't think
hilarious.
that way unless they've been through it, you know. I've I've had a lot of losses, you know. So I've had things that I held on to and emotions. Like we say, logic over emotions, right? I
Right,
really try
right.
to separate my emotions. Like I'm weird, I'm broken. Like I just don't really care too much about the things that we're supposedly like it's terrify you to lose, you know. Like yes, I had that fear of loss. I feel like Sandy's great, but would I stand in the way of her greatness? Something could be greater. That's selfish, man.
Hmm. And then I'm reading Mr. Urbanwell said, Big Mike Anthony finally seen me. Did you?
Apparently, he sent me some picture and said this is him. Don't know if that's really him, but
Okay.
it's the
So he
internet,
said,
man. Come on now.
so now you got to
Uh,
break the ice and show off your singing skills or whatever. So,
that you ain't got to do nothing yet, Mike, because that technically he could have screenshotted anybody.
and then Josh said, Chloe said, you definitely grabbing your phone with the house burned down. And Mr.
Nah.
Urbanwell said, he always has that wrinkled phone in front of his face.
Yeah. I mean, why would I grab the phone? I just buy another one. The third one is coming out soon. Like,
Yeah, also, it's covered by insurance too, right? So you wouldn't really.
no, this isn't covered by insurance. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, it is. I got the Best Buy. That's right. I spent like a lot of money on insurance for Best Buy. Um, I don't know if that's covered though. Well, no, you know what will be covered? My homeowner's insurance.
Right,
Yeah.
correct as well.
All right,
Stuff like
we
that.
got way off topic, but sorry about that. But that's what
Well,
happened
we're
to me.
reading the stuff, the comments, so it's fine. We're
Yeah.
going from that or whatever like that. And one more thing before you go to your topic,
Sure.
he's Mr. Urbanwell said, "Okay, I'll prove who I am right now to Big Mike. Mike, I'm contacting you on Instagram right now, saying hello. Don't tell Anthony it's me, since he keeps talking."
What does that even mean though? Like you're gonna get a message from some person. That's the same thing as you messaging it in the chat here. You're already contacting Mike right here. Like, well, yeah. Listen, you want to do something? Come on the show right now. I'll send you a link right now, so you could be on. So I send you a Zoom link right now.
Right.
You could jump on right now on Zoom. You want to break the ice, you want to show the people who you are? Mr. Urban World, the mysterious guy, uncovered live on Big Mike Little Ant, episode 27. Let's
And
do
I
it
didn't
right
get any
now.
message on Instagram, by the way. But anyway, go ahead with your next topic, bro.
Anyway, all right, so you know we got to get it's a little controversial. So let's do it. Let's get this out the way right now. Let's talk about once again the shootings happening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I noticed that and I was like, I wanted to add that because you know you and I, we don't there ain't no rock we don't we don't unturn. We don't
Yeah,
talked
yeah,
about it all.
yeah, for sure.
So you're gonna have to help me out with some of the stories because I heard that there was more than one, and I kind of just heard the one story. So I was a little confused when people was talking about it. Um, so this is there was someone who I guess apparently he was told the okay too yeah I heard there was somebody who was the cops told him either put your hands up or blah blah blah, and they jumped back in their car.
They tried to.
Okay,
That was Dante Wright. That was in Minnesota, which was
okay,
only miles away from the courthouse where the guy's being tried for the George Floyd killing last year.
okay.
Or whatever.
And then there was another one where the kid was running down a dark alleyway with a gun, but I guess he dropped the gun. The cop said turn around. He turned around, put his hands up, and then he shot him in the chest.
I haven't seen that one yet
Yeah, that
myself.
well that's the one I actually heard. Like I just heard people talk about the one you're talking about, but
Yeah.
I heard the actual news about the other story. So that I
Okay.
actually have actual, info on, but the other
Well, let
one
me
I
know
just
what you got on that one because I don't even know about that one.
yeah, so that
Whatever.
one happened recently. This was probably Friday. I was driving to work, and they said that there was they actually released the body cam because the the mother and the family wanted to see it, and usually have like a 30-day whatever, but they released it. But yeah, there was a kid. There was I heard there were shots being fired in a neighborhood. The cops showed up. This kid was 13 years old. The guy who actually was shooting was 21 years old. He gave him the gun, so that he gave the 13-year-old kid the gun. So the 13-year-old kid wasn't shooting. 13-year-old kid started running down a dark alleyway. The cops chasing him, telling him to stop. So he did have the gun. Apparently, the cop said, "Turn around, put your hands up." He put his hands up, and the cop shot him in the chest. Now, the footage shows when the kid put his hands up, he didn't have a gun in his hand at all, but he did have it when he was running down the alleyway. So here we stands. This kid gets shot in the chest. So this is what it looks like. One end, I'm chasing the kid. He got a gun. I tell him to put his hands up. He raises his hands. I shoot him. I'm not putting words in his mouth. I'm assuming they think he had the gun in his hand. I don't know. Put his hands up, whatever.
But
So
he had a gun anyway.
But he did. But
Okay.
the body cam show. So when he ran, he had the gun. So it was visible that he was running with a gun in his hand.
Right. Then he threw it away, apparently.
He put your hands up, put his hands up, he got shot. The body cam shows that when he put his hands up, he didn't have the gun in his hand at the time when his hands went up and he got shot. So you have the perspectives of, yo, he put his hands up, he had a gun, I shot him, which is kind of funny because you told him to put his hands up, but he did have a gun, so it's kind of weird. I mean, you knew he had a gun, you told him to put his hands up, but shot him. So I don't know what the put the hands up look like this or look like. I don't know. That I don't know. I didn't watch the video. But the other hand, it's well, the video shows he has no gun in his hand. However, he put his hands up, there was no guns in his hand. So that's crazy. They said it was a dark alleyway, like they said. I don't know. Let's talk about this one real quick.
Well, okay, before we get to that one, so he had a gun initially.
Yes.
So I feel like in that situation, and it's in a dark alleyway and blah blah blah. Yeah. I understand he was gunless by the time it happened, but I think he should have been more vocal, like yelling, like, "Yo, I threw the gun away. I threw the gun," whatever, letting them know there's no longer they have to be fearful of him with the gun and whatnot. Like, I mean, I don't know, all the little details or whatever like that, but I feel like I don't want to say it's justified because he was not having a gun, but I don't feel as bad about that as I do the other one.
I agree. Not to be mean, but you had a gun in your hand and you was being chased with a gun in your hand. Listen, it's a known thing. The cops shoot to kill. I was talking to a friend of mine. He was like, "Bro, he could have shot him in the leg, shot him in the hand." I'm like, "Yo, the cops aren't RoboCop. This isn't TV. His aim not gonna be like, boom. No, that's not gonna happen. They shoot to kill. Like at the end of the day, it's their life versus your life. The biggest mass of you is your chest area, right? That's the easiest
cops are
target.
just cops are taught to aim center mass. That's what it's called, or whatever. So it's always in here or whatever like
Listen,
that. They're not
playing a video game.
People always say that, but they're not taught to shoot at kneecaps. They don't have that much aim.
I play a video game. Dude's like, "Yo, why you don't never aim for the head?" It's hard to aim for the head. I'm getting my kills from shooting to the chest. That's the biggest area. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. So why is real life that different? But yeah, that's a hard situation. I mean, then you get the body cam. So how crazy is it? I was chasing the kid and he had a gun. And he raised his hand up. I thought he was going to shoot me. But then the video shows he had no gun. It's like, oh, man. That's crazy.
Right. That's crazy. All right. For the other situation.
Yeah.
So the kid was apparently he was pulled over for a warrant that he had. First he was pulled over because he had the air freshener hanging from the wind from the
gotcha.
from the from the mirror, which is illegal in a lot of states now, including New Jersey. Just let y'all know.
Ben in New Jersey, yeah, they which help you out sometimes though. So there's times where I was going to get a different ticket, and then they gave me the ticket of obstruction of view is what it's called.
Right.
Yeah, they gave me that. So I'm like, woo, this little thing helped me out. He was like, listen, man, I'm just going to give you. That happened to me a lot. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. But some people don't know it's illegal or whatever like that. So let's let you know. Anyway, but when they pulled him over from telling he had a warrant or whatever, he called his brother about the insurance information on the car. Brother said, call mom. He was in the car with his girlfriend. Right. He called the mom when he got to at that point, the cops already pulled up the warrant and they said, get out the car, hang up the phone, blah, blah, blah. So, he reluctantly hung up the phone and stuff like that, took off his seatbelt. He got out the car, but I guess, I don't know if he felt scared or wanted to go back and call his mom. That part I really haven't gotten to yet.
Right.
Or no. But he went to reach back into the car and whatever. When he got back into the car, the cop supposedly was going to try to tase him because he was reaching back into the car, and she wound up shooting him in the back and stuff like that and killing him. And then the girlfriend who was in the car called the mom on video chat and told her, he's been shot or killed, and showed the mom and blah blah blah. So one of the biggest problems is that the cops said I thought it was a taser, which is why she's been, fired, and now they brought up charges on her and stuff like that. Because they're in different locations, they face different directions. Like your taser faces that way, the front of it, the gun faces down, so you even grab it differently and stuff like that. And the different weights and stuff like that. So it's kind of hard. Now, apparently, this has happened about 3 or 4 times in different states where the cops said, I thought it was the taser, but it was the gun. So it's not unprecedented, but either way, she's been brought up charges on. So
wow, that's deep. What's your feelings on that, man? Who's right? Who's wrong?
To shoot him the cop never saw the weapon. That's the thing that's bothering me or whatever like that. So it's like, I guess it's like, I feel like that to tase him is even hard, but I get it because you don't know if he was reaching for a weapon.
Right,
so I get that. He didn't, I guess, like cooperate all the way, but you got to have better training or better knowledge or better something to, just not, pull out the wrong weapon and kill someone at that point.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So I obviously he had a fear, which is bad in itself, because he didn't, there was no weapon.
Right.
He was getting back in the car because he was scared, obviously, and stuff like that. But I just feel like that the training or something is not good enough. And to our old point or whatever like that, if she felt like he was going to get a weapon, she was close enough to where she could shoot him in the leg, because she was right there. It wasn't like she was as far distance or whatever like that. So I feel like even if she thought she was tasing him, she could have still. If you tase somebody in the leg or the back, it's gonna have the same result. It's gonna go through your body, the whole thing, or whatever like that. So I just felt like that. I don't know. I see why they brought charges up on her. Put it like that.
So let me jump into this a little bit. Unpack this a little bit.
Go ahead,
man. So I feel like there needs to be training on both sides, right?
Yeah.
And hate me if y'all want. The cops, listen. You need to be fired. How do you mistake your gun for your taser? All right, first of all, that's just is what it is. 2, let me get on the other side. Man, parents, train your kids, man. What if people being shot out here? The cop tell you to stand there, you trying to go back in the car? People been shot for less of that. That's crazy. So I feel like I always say this, and get mad at me and want. I ain't getting shot. All this stuff you see happening on YouTube or Facebook, it ain't gonna be me, because I'm like this. Listen, I remember I'm one of those people where I get a little annoyed when I get pulled over. I used to anyway. I kind of had to cut that out. But I'm going to court, bro. I drove to Maryland because I got pulled over in Maryland once, and I was mad because I feel like the cop was lying and it was some BS. Guess what? I took my ticket and I scheduled my date, and I had to take a day off of work and drove all the way to Maryland to fight it in court, and I got off. So I feel like people getting shot when you might win a court case and get money out of it. So what's the point of getting shot? I'm not saying every cop's going to shoot you, but act in a certain way. I can't excuse that just because you're privy to the knowledge that people are getting shot, right? So what I'm gonna say is this: if we was in the land of make believe and this never happened before, and you pissed off, man, I'm getting back in my car, or I'm scared. All right, well, cool. Your emotion got the best of you, but your judgment should have said, man, people are getting shot by cops nowadays, for whether cops are got a trigger finger, like, oh, trigger happy, whether a cop is emotional, whether a cop is a racist, for whatever reason, people are getting shot for moving, for talking back, for whatever. So I don't see why people just can't take your ticket. Yeah, I think that it's driving me crazy.
I think it's a lot. I think, to your point, I feel like, as a father of kids, I definitely would tell my kids to, just for their safety or whatever like that, to cooperate as much as possible. Like you said, take your ticket, take whatever you have to do, just because I don't want you to live the next day. The cop may be wrong, like you said. and they may be whatever, but I'd rather you live than, you trying to, I guess, make a point, I guess, at that point or whatever. So that's the hard part. The other thing I would say is that I think we talked about it like months ago, right? Or last year on on one of these shows or whatever like that. Like, we got to get better. Well, training, yes, number one.
Yeah.
Number two, we got everything in the world right now, technology wise. Why can't we create some better? Why does the taser look like the gun or whatever? Yes, they weigh differently, but they both are the same function. They both are like a gun you shoot or whatever like that. We got to get better with creating these weapons, I feel like, or whatever, 2021. So that way we don't have as much problem. Remember, I proposed having, they can make some kind of gun that had like bullets that stun you rather than kill you or whatever like that. Things of that nature, but that's down the line. But I feel like that's, we talk about all this other stuff, right? Flying cars and all this other nonsense or whatever. How about let's start with that? Like, we're using the same type of weapons, like guns, automatic guns, we were using in the 1960s or whatever like that. Like, they really haven't. Think about it. The same type.
You know why, Mike? Because they're effective. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. A gun is shooting, bam, gotcha.
I understand.
They do what they do. And people don't make guns to graze you. Let's be real. You don't go with a hunting gun trying to shoot a deer because I just want to shoot him in the kneecap. That would sound real silly. People make guns to stop people.
Listen, man, we're smart enough as a society in the world to make some better weapons or whatever. Like, that's all I'm saying.
Here's what's bad though.
Look at you. You're doing cloud gaming. You couldn't do that 30 years ago.
You're right.
Or whatever.
Here's what's crazy though. The fact that guns are out there. So let's be real about this. So let's tell let's tell the cops right now. Okay, hear me out. You got a taser on your holster. You got a real gun, or you could have the stun gun that don't really kill. But the people out there on the streets got real guns. So that would make no sense. The cop pull out his non-lethal gun, and the criminal could have a real gun. It's crazy.
It does make sense because if yours gun, again, if your gun is able to incapacitate the person but not kill them, it's the same thing or whatever like that. Let's say if it can knock you out but not kill you.
A dart gun, pretty much.
Kind of like a dart gun, but a faster effect or whatever,
right?
And kind of like almost like actual bullets, but not darts, where they go as fast as bullets. You know what I'm saying? But it can like knock you out. It's still the same effect without killing you.
Futuristic stuff right there.
Huh?
Says that's some futuristic stuff right there.
It shouldn't be though. It's 2021. We're already in the future. What are you talking about? Whatever. Like that's my thing or whatever. But that's not here nor there. But back to the thing at hand. I feel bad, of course, for the guy. He had a little 2-year-old daughter or whatever like that. So, of course, I feel bad there. For the family, of course, you never know when your kid's not coming home. And if you get that call as a mother or father, I can't imagine your anguish, stuff like that. I would say, as I've always been saying, like, train our kids better, just to come home, make it home or whatever. You know what I mean? Now, I think, though, go off topic, the most egregious thing I've seen was have you seen the lieutenant in Virginia, the video of him?
Mm-mm.
He's a whole Army lieutenant, and the cops pulled him over for some type of traffic, whatever. He goes in the gas station parking lot, luckily, because there's lights and cameras and everything, or whatever like that. All he's saying is, please, officer, what did I do wrong? They got the guns on him, they yelling at him, blah, 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 this and that. He's like, listen, I just, what did I do wrong? Or whatever like that. They're like, take your seatbelt off. He says, I'm scared to reach for my seatbelt, because if I reach, I'm scared you may shoot me or whatever like that. And they're still screaming. And he says, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm scared to get out the car. The cop says, you should be or whatever like that, right? I know, which was crazy and whatnot. Anyway, they walk up to the window because the guy was still fearful, and they pepper spray him in the window or whatever, because it was down and whatnot. And then they kind of forced him out the car and on the ground and blah, 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 this and that. It was all for like some random traffic or whatever, this and that. But he was he had on the gear and everything. They said, are you in the Army? He said, yeah. They said, what? He said, I'm a whole lieutenant or whatever like that. They gave 0 F's about that or whatever and stuff, and treat him like that way. Now Dave, I think, been fired. He's still in the state, blah blah blah. But he was a black guy, for whatever. They were white dudes in Virginia and whatnot, and they kind of like use excessive force, and they refuse to tell him any information before forcing him out of the car in that way. He's like pleading, I'm terrified of you guys right now. I think that was more egregious kind of than the shooting. I mean,
Right.
of course, the kid's dead.
Right.
I felt bad about it, but the cop is saying I really did think it was my, was a
Right.
taser, which
Right.
is stupid. That's more stupidity and lack of training
Right.
than I almost feel like racism a little bit.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but these dudes were blatantly being racist, and they were blatantly um doing that to him because of the color of his skin. I think he was like a black and Spanish guy or whatever,
Right.
and to go pepper spray him and stuff like that. Yeah, he showed no sign of I'm gonna of branding a weapon or anything like that. So I just feel like that to me was more egregious than
Yeah.
the other one.
You know, it's hard though. Just play devil's advocate. Because the cops are human and they want to. The cops are kind of like, let me not use the term above the law, but they are the law. And so I think when people don't comply, it pisses them off and they blood boil. So if I tell you get out the car, you don't want to get out the car because you're afraid, you don't want to get reach for the seatbelt, but I'm telling you to do it. I bet there's some cops that get like that, like they're probably like, oh, I'm gonna pepper spray this mother, Anyway, I see the comments going crazy. Let's get up in
Go
there,
ahead.
man. Let's get up in there. Let's see. I gotta figure out where we was at. Mr. Urban, I'm gonna skip some of your dumb comments too, just so you know. Mike, help me out here. Where we at, man? Seen the
We
you
were
guys
damn,
going
it's a
crazy.
lot, bro.
Um,
Uh,
Mr. Urban said I'm naked right now. I had to read that.
no,
Sorry.
it's way up to like 12:15 or whatever. Honestly, so
That's his thing. All right, so yeah, he said he messaged you about 100 pictures.
yeah.
Okay, I guess you guys are gonna be real friends now. He said he's naked and he messaged you 100 pictures. So I don't know about that.
I just see the
Um,
naked part.
yeah, it's there. It's at 12:13. So I'm naked right now. Next thing you know, just message Mike. Now you'll see all
What the
100
hell?
plus
That's
pictures.
ridiculous.
I'm just saying. Yo, Ray, Sherrod, the game in cyber. What's up, brother? All right, anyway. So Mr. Irwin said that that happened in Chicago with the kid. He threw the gun away before the cop shot him.
In
And
the alleyway, I guess.
yeah, he said a lot of officers have a God complexity. It's best not to put yourself in a situation to give them an advantage to take you out. If the cops are truly crooked, it's best to comply and take them to court. Yeah, I mean, that's all I can say. Josh said, Chloe asked about the mass shootings or people with guns drawn on. Drawn on police who are white and they don't shoot them. Oh yeah, I know what she's saying. I didn't really watch it, but I know there was a video. I kind of scrolled past it, but there was some video where it was a white guy and he even said, "I'll shoot you" or something, and nothing. He didn't get killed. Um, yeah, man, I don't want to say this, but
Go ahead.
all right, guys, let's not rehash old stuff. But I did make a video called "The Real Issue with Being Black," and I'm just being honest. Um, this is going to be bad for both sides. People probably not going to like it. But I grew up in the inner city. White people, I ain't scared of the white person. They was more not threatening. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, if the white dude be like, "Yo, what you say?" I'm like, "What?" They be like, "Oh, my bad." That's where I grew up. I know it sounds bad, but that's where I grew up. So I think it's this perception that black people are more threatening. So I think that's what happened. If a black guy pull out a gun, 8 people shooting him. White girl, a guy pull out a gun, like, man, you ain't got the balls to shoot that gun. I just feel like white people are perceived not as threatening as black people. I'll leave it at that. Counter it if you want, whatever. But I think that's just what it is. White guy pull out a gun. It's not a racism thing. I just think it's like, yeah, you ain't doing that. It's sad. But I feel like that's my perspective. Now, I'm sure it is some racist stuff going out there. But for me, I feel like uh, that's just how it been, growing up in the inner city. Like a black guy, you'll take him serious if you say he's gonna punch you in the face. A white guy, like, man, get the hell out of here. You ain't doing nothing. That's just how I grew up. Sorry,
I'm
go
not
ahead.
going to comment on that because we can't talk about that right now. But don't you have a video to that effect a little bit? What's it called? The problem with being black, I think, on your
Yeah,
channel.
that's I made it. Yeah, I made a video.
Yeah. So we can go look at that from
Yeah,
June of last year, I
I'll
believe,
link
and
it.
whatnot.
But yeah. People
Yeah.
was hating me for it, but I'm just giving my perspective growing up being black in a black neighborhood.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Anyway, let's see. Uh, what do you say? Mr. Urban
A
said
lot
a
of
lot of the
time.
time,
Yeah, there
the
you go.
target inner cities due to the poverty rate. Excuse me, and they know they can't financially defend themselves. This is why they don't target richer areas. I mean, yeah, use the word target means you're specifically going after people. So I don't know if a cop just woke up today and said, man, I'm going in this poor neighborhood because I'm going to push around some people who can't afford to take me to court. That might be a motive. I don't know. But I'm sure on the other hand, it's kind of like, what are they going to do anyway? Is my word versus theirs. What are they going to do? I've found in the past where I went to court, I won. You know, I had one time I was at Kathmandu, the club, and we used to call it parking lot pimping, right? We'll get out of the club, we'll all go into the garage, we'll blast our music in our
Right.
cars, and everybody say, what's up? And I remember my girl, Amber, this chick I knew, Amber, she was attractive white girl, big butt. She walked up to me. I got out the car, gave her a hug. So yes, my car was running with the music playing. My car was stock radio. I remember my brother was there and he had the big speakers in the trunk, loud, right? So the cops pulled up as I'm hugging her and gave me a ticket for noise pollution, noise ordinance. And I was like, what? I was like, my car ain't even that loud. But oh well, your car's running. You're supposed to be in your car. You can't have your car running. I was like, that was definitely because I hugged some white girl. And then we had the state troopers was driving through, and they actually said what? They was like, this ain't no seaside, because seaside is known for if you playing
Mhm.
loud music. And this ain't no seaside. They actually was frowned upon that they gave me a ticket. It was like what? So me and my boy was like, yo, I'm going to court. We went to court. Cops didn't even show up, and they threw the ticket out because they knew they was wrong. But that's again, there's situations where I got pissed off. I'm going to court. Like when I said, I drove all the way to Maryland, went to court. If you go to court, man, you could fight some of this stuff. It has to be proven. Some stuff is just dumb that cops do, and you will get off, or you will be able to fight it, or you could, it. But we don't. A lot of times we don't think or use the word train or teach our kids. People just feel like, yo, I know my rights, blah blah blah, and that gets kind of crazy and sketchy. Whatever. Let's see. Anyway, Mr. Irwin, you say something stupid, I'm skipping it. I'm reading your comment, but about Burger King and all that, I got to keep it moving. Josh said apparently he had a warrant because the court sent his virtual court date to the wrong address and he missed his date. That sucks. But either way, you got a warrant. I mean, it just is what it is. Whether it's technical or whatever, cops show up. They think you got they don't think you got a warrant. You got a warrant. I had a situation where I had a warrant for 7 years, which sounds so BS. 7 years later, me and my girlfriend was arguing at the time. My boy called the cops. Cops show up. You got a warrant? I said, no, I got a warrant. They did a little thing, put my information in. I'm standing there like, no, I don't have a warrant. The lady said, got a warrant. Bring him in. I was like, what? Come to find out, 7 years prior, me and my kid's mom got to an argument, went to court. The cops was called, went to court, dropped it, whatever. Apparently, I had a warrant for 7 years. Like, you know how many times I was speeding, got pulled over? How did I have a warrant? But apparently, as they said, got arrested, spend the night in jail because of that. But guess what?
Crazy.
I didn't get shot or nothing crazy. They just arrested me. Whatever,
You got to
man.
keep going with these comments, but yo,
All
this
right, let's get through this comment.
it's a
I
lot
got.
to
I always
unpack.
got a
What
story.
you
So
just
E
said,
is
yeah,
in
I
the
know.
building. What's up,
I'll
E?
say that for another time. No, go ahead, go ahead, go
You're
ahead.
right. E is in the building. What's up, E? Let's see. Mr. Irwin says she was an officer for 10 or more years. I didn't get how you could mistake yellow taser for an actual weapon. The dang thing is yellow. Well, I'm pretty sure you're not looking. Like, if you think somebody got a gun, you ain't gonna be like, hold on, let me make sure. You're gonna just reach your hand. So I don't think the color thing matters in this case. Let's see. Anthony been confused since he raided the Capitol. Oh man, this is dumb. E Money said no human being is perfect and all make mistakes. And since because we all make mistakes, we're supposed to die because we didn't listen. That's kind of deep, man. Um, Ms. Irwin said, E-Money, you're right. Humans aren't perfect, and that's why cops will never be 100% perfect. They suffer from depression, anxiety, or anger, etc., just like an average people, and can snap at any given moment. Yeah, I mean, that's the crazy thing. Let's see. Sometimes YouTube blocks comments. All right, if you skip that. E-Money say, if you can't handle the job, don't do it. Don't become a police officer if you can't handle stress. Listen, stress is a human emotion, and you don't have a button to turn that off. A cop. I always make the analogy: what if the cop got cheated, found out his wife cheated on him? Probably shouldn't have went to work that day, but maybe he did, and all hell could break loose. But he is human. Spectre said, "I'm still trying to figure out where to get graphene sheets so I can experiment making body armor." Oh my god. Stadia Dad's in the building. What's going on? Mr. Irwin said, if you're stopped at night before the officer gets out of his car, immediately turn on the Indy lights so he could see inside. Keep both of your hands on the steering wheel. Yep, that's what they say. All right, let's see. I'm almost done, man.
You
Um,
good?
let's see. We like to get to you guys, comment. You guys are adding some good stuff. Let's see. Mr. Urban, so we truly live in a wild, wild west here in the U.S. So we have to operate differently from other countries. Canadian officers are way nicer. I see. Here's my weird thing. I don't even look at it like that. I don't feel like I would. I don't. I just carry myself different, and so I feel like if I get shot or something, that cop was 100% racist. There wasn't no mistake. There wasn't no jump knee reaction because you're not catching me doing all the stuff people be doing. Just saying. My kid said, "What about Army officers? Army officer, Carney or Caron."
That's the guy I was talking about, the military
Okay.
guy. Yeah.
Oh, all right, cool. So we went over that. That's deep. Let's see. Let's see. Big Mike, could you confirm if I exist or not?
Oh, he does. He does
The
exist.
the
He sent me
hundred
a message.
oh, you seen them 100 naked pictures?
I wasn't naked, bro.
That's what he said, bro. So I think they was naked. So keep it to myself. Let's see. She said, yeah, that's what she's talking about. Let's see. All right, I think we are down there. Let me just see.
Wait. Yeah, Josh said, "Who has what did he say? Who has mass murders? That's a part of systematic racism."
Um, I mean, systematic racism is deep, but systemic racism. But I think that's
Yeah.
more like, people blocking you from doing certain things rather than somebody shooting you. You know what I mean?
Um. Yeah. Yeah. Right. By definition, it's not the same
Hmm.
thing. You're correct. Yeah. On that.
So it's on you. So you
Yeah.
did your first topic. I did my first topic. Now it's on your second topic. That was deep.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep it light since
Yeah,
we had a deep thing. Okay, this for you, somebody like you, or whatever.
let's do it.
If and you say in movies like this where they, die and then relive the same day over and over again, stuff like
Ooh,
that.
yeah, the day after tomorrow.
No, that's not like that. That's the death of tomorroww where the world
Oh,
ends.
sorry. The edge of tomorrow,
Okay,
right?
there we go.
Yeah.
All right, so come on, movie guy, man. Like them anyway.
Look, I got it that quick.
Huh?
I said I got it that quick.
I know
Had
you
it
did. You
covered.
did. If that happened to you, you had to relive the same day over and over again. What would be the first thing you would do each day?
Wow. So do I get a full day? Or are you saying I get a full day?
Every day, you get a full day, but when you go to sleep, wake up the same day.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
But
Because
and you
usually,
know about it, obviously, but nobody else does.
yeah, the first thing I'll do, I guess I mean, well, I'm sure you don't mean this, but I was gonna say I guess I'll brush my teeth, but I'm sure you mean like what
Not a
would I
mean.
actually do? Yeah. Um, I don't know, man. Knowing that, and if I die, I'll still come back the next day. Also, like what was the movie where the girl kept dying?
Happy Death Day.
Yeah, Happy Death Day. So will it be
Yeah.
like that too? So I could
Yeah.
do something
Yep.
crazy?
Anything. Yep.
I mean, all right, cool. Yeah, I mean, I'll do something crazy and I'm gonna come back anyway. So I probably, so if I know in that info, I
Yeah.
wake up.
Forget the first thing. Let's say, yeah, what would you do each day? It's gonna be first, second, last, whatever, whatnot. So.
Oh, okay. Um, I think I would, knowing I only had 24 hours, or probably not even that. I got probably 12 hours, average day. Um, this is good. I wanted to say I was like steal a car or something like that. I don't know. Maybe I'll do
What?
something. Dude, I'm coming back tomorrow anyway,
I
right?
know, but I'm just saying that's all you would do. That was still a car.
No, I was thinking I'll probably like, cause my car that I want to get is a Camaro. So I'll probably find a perfect Camaro, the yellow Camaro with the black stripes going down it, looking like Bumblebee. I'll steal a Camaro. I don't even know how to steal a car, but so this sounds stupid. But I'll steal a Camaro and I'll take like a drive, and maybe I'll like drive to Key West. Steal a Camaro. No, yeah, I can't even. I don't. I wouldn't. I don't even have enough time to do that. Never mind. Hold on. Let me change that. I don't know. I'm
One
coming back the
job,
next
bro.
day, so I feel like it would be crazy because I can't die anyway, or I can die, but I'll come back. So I gotta come up with something crazy. I don't even. Why would I steal a car? I don't know. I would.
I don't know. I have no idea why he was still a car.
Yeah. I guess because I know I got one
But
day, and I'm
side
coming.
note, I love Camaro, so I want the black on black though. But
All right.
black
So
matte.
I guess I was gonna get that before when I was getting this car I got now. But I guess because I know I'm coming back, so your mind thinks like if I had 24 hours to live,
Yeah,
but
just
but
that.
I'm coming back. So why not do something crazy, right? But and then you can't even go that far because you only got 24 hours. You know, and you got to sleep too. So it's such a hard thing, you know. So I guess I will. In my mind, I'm thinking I'll do something crazy, right?
Right. What crazy? What's the first thing you would do? One of the things you would do crazy or whatever.
Okay, maybe I wouldn't be that. Maybe I wouldn't steal a car. I would go buy a brand new 2021. What year are we in? Yeah, probably 2022s aren't out yet. I'll go buy a brand new 2021 Camaro and then take a road trip.
Audience, what would you guys do if you had 24 hours? Like, what's the one thing you definitely would do? Since Anthony made it so difficult, but what's the one?
It is kind of difficult. But see, so I buy it knowing that I don't have to worry about paying for it fully. I can be like, yo, you know, your bill, your payment's gonna be like $600 a month. Ain't worrying about it because it's starting over tomorrow.
So you would spend 3 hours in a dealership trying to sign papers to get a deal in the car.
Yeah, I forgot about that because it's probably gonna be longer than 3 hours. You're being pretty modest.
I know. I am.
Yeah. All right, fine. I go back to stealing it then. Yeah, well, no. Save time.
Right.
This is a hard one. You only got 24 hours.
That's why it's a good question.
Yeah, it's a great question. You know, like the rap song, like they was doing all the crazy stuff.
I know.
But they was raping people, and I'm like, all right, y'all getting a little extra now. But I mean, I hear you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a good dude. I don't really want to do nothing crazy, but I only got 24 hours, so why not? So it's hard.
Is there something? How about is there something that you might have been ever had fear of doing, but you maybe would not have that fear if you know you're coming back the next day or whatever?
I guess
Like climbing a mountain, jumping out of a plane.
I go skydiving, a bungee jumping, or something like that. Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
You know what it is? Because I guess anything I want to do, I want it to be last longer than 24 hours. So it's like, what do I want to do in only 24 hours? Like, now I love scuba diving, but I did that before, you know? So yeah, maybe I'll do something reckless like that, right? I'll jump out of a plane and don't care if I was, because it's scary. Like, yo, what if you skydive and your parachute didn't go off? And you're always like, what's the chances? There's a small margin of error. So yeah, it wouldn't matter. So I'll go skydiving and I'll do bungee jumping in the same day.
There you go. Right. To help you through that one. All right. Yeah, because I'm like, and what if you steal a car, but then you get caught? Now you sit in jail for your whole day. You gotta wait till the rest of the day, whatever like that. Like,
and that would suck. With the dealership, you're like, so you're gonna spend 3 hours? Like, dang, you're right.
And you're right. Car dealerships is a whole day process most of the time, or whatever. So, let me see. What would I do or whatever?
Let me hear this.
See, and I'm thinking about one thing. Obviously, if I had 24 hours or whatever, right. No one coming back, there's several things I would do, right? But
Mike, you gonna go to Budokan, Mike, for your one thing?
Huh?
So you gonna go to Budokan for your one thing?
I'll probably get Budokan takeout. So quicker. Which my boy says he does all the time, by the way. He watched our video. He does that all the time. He says he loves it or whatever. Like
that. Wow. So, where does he live at?
He lives in across the bridge. He lives right across the bridge, like South Jersey or whatever like that. So he get to Philly in like 20 minutes or whatever.
Nice.
So yeah, he get that all the time or whatever. But yeah, he watched the video. But anyway, no, I wouldn't go to Budokan, but I go to one of my favorite spots. But that's not I do a lot, like I said. But the one thing I would do for sure is see now I feel like you now or whatever.
Yeah, that's a good question, man. Guys, please answer this question.
Yeah. It's not everything, but the one thing that's got to happen on that one day.
Gotcha.
Another thing. Yeah, it's pretty hard. You're right.
It is.
Yeah. And I never wanted to jump out of a plane, so that's not something I ever want to do.
Gotcha. Scuba diving?
That's pretty cool or whatever. Yeah, I'll keep mine water related. Yes, I would do a combination: scuba diving, surfing, wave running, parasailing. You know, but it's all related or whatever like that.
Yeah. So in the time restrictions, you go to one place and do it all at that place.
Correct. Exactly. And whatnot.
Yeah, but where are you going? So we gotta get the logistics.
Probably Caribbean or Bora Bora or.
Well,
No.
it depends on where you're going because you only got 24 hours. So if you got up early in the morning, caught a plane somewhere that isn't too far.
Right, so I can get to I can get to Key West or fucking Miami in like what 3 hours.
Yeah,
I could
yeah,
even get to the Caribbean in what 4 or 5 or whatever like that,
right.
maybe depending on where I'm going, maybe 6 at the most. So probably something like that or whatever.
Okay,
So yeah, but that's what I would do. I would do a water excursion of everything I could do out there.
gotcha.
I love water. I always love ocean. I always love that stuff or whatever like that. So
Woo, but
that's the
man,
one thing. But I would eat my favorite meals.
yeah,
I would wear what I also I would probably walk outside naked. I'll do all types of stuff or whatever that day. You
gotcha,
know what I mean?
gotcha.
But that's the one thing I would do is just have a whole water
Okay,
extravaganza. So yeah.
nice. You add on that water extravaganza. Would you go to like a nude beach?
Yeah, dude, that's yeah. It's all of
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
all encompassing, whatever for me, whatever like
All
that.
right, let's see
So,
what these guys saying in the chat. Yeah, don't be shy. Answer these questions. Let's see where we at, Mike. Let's
who
see. Let's see. Let's see. Dang, this show is going to last 5 hours. The first topic was an hour. LOL. I need food. Mr. Urban World. Stadia Pro said, "Love you guys. Such an awesome show. Thanks, man, for tuning in." He say, "You should watch the movie called Boss Level. It is basically the same premise, futuristic movie."
never heard of that one. Have you?
No, I haven't either.
Yeah, that's weird. Okay.
Um, Mr. Urban said, "Easily collect 3 stimulus checks each day." Let's see. Mr. Urban said, "Forgot Happy Death Day. It's about Edge. It's all about Edge of Tomorrow." Yep. Let's see. Boss Level. Watch that movie. All right. So you guys didn't even answer it. Ray said, "Yo, your credit though." Ray, I'm gonna start over the next day, so my credit wouldn't even matter. All right. Cool. I would have thought you guys would have answered, man. I'm shocked.
Yeah, but it's more up top though that we miss or whatever.
Are we? I thought.
Um, huh?
Is it?
Well, Mr. Irwin said, Josh, do you feel Anthony's a little confused as well? Josh said a bit of selective morality. Josh said cops are trained to deal with high stress situations, allegedly. Mr. Irwin said, seems like the cops are more stressed out than we are. He said, I feel like look at the statistics and group all of us in one category.
Right.
So even if we are harmless, doing everything right in life, we're still thugs to them. It is what it is. And then he said the dang this show situation.
Okay.
So.
No, that is a good point. I mean, yeah, you would. So what Josh said, cops supposed to be trained. They are supposed to be trained. Would you still didn't make them a robot, right? You still didn't take out human emotions. You still didn't take out just being human, right? So yeah, you're supposed to be trained. But yeah, that's that. See, that's the unpredictability of us being humans, right? Every day we wake up could be a different day, a stress level. Like it would like to be a movie where every day I wake up, the same stuff happens, so I'm not triggered. But having a job where you got to make it home every day has to be stressful, you know.
Well, you know what? It's kind of like and I don't want to give cops excuses at all or whatever like that, obviously, especially as a black man. But what's that movie that me and Chris watched with Michael
Falling
Douglas?
down.
Right. All it takes is one bad day.
Yep.
Right. And one bad day can trigger a person to do crazy situations or whatever
Yep.
like that.
And
And
it's all about and I always tell my kids this, the I don't care attitude, right? So when you push that far where you say I don't care, and you're like dead serious, you know, like sometimes I sound crazy, but I don't care, but this is tangible, like, yeah, I don't care about inanimate object, you know, a light or a phone or whatever. But when you just say when you falling down, he got pushed, he broke, and nothing mattered, right? I always tell my kids, when you don't care, then you're susceptible to do the things you normally wouldn't do, right? You got a regular conscience. You say, hey, I would never do that. But when you snap, then now everything's on the table. I don't care.
yeah. Now, obviously, I think maybe, making more time or whatever for more time for psych evals, therapy sessions for
Right.
police, mandatory, maybe on a regular basis, stuff like that. That might help or whatever.
Right.
But to your point, they are human just like us. And all it takes is one bad day or whatever. You know what I mean? That's for everybody in life. Or whatever.
Yeah.
You may go to work and snap one day, and they be, what the fuck wrong with him? But you don't know your wife. You caught your wife with a dude in your bed before you came to work that day, and you know what I mean. You got beat up and robbed on the way to work still, and you still went to work or whatever like that, and nobody knows why you're so acting so crazy or whatever like that. So yeah, one bad
E-Money
day.
said he didn't hear the question about the 24 hours. E-Money pretty much, Mike was, or you can ask him, Mike.
Yeah, I was just saying, if you had 24 hours to live, no pun intended, but let's just say if you could come back every day, and what's the one thing you definitely would do? Not a bunch of things. What's the one thing you definitely would have to do, knowing you can come back the next day? That's what I was saying.
Say Pro Gamer said you guys are being a little short-sighted if you could relive the same 24 hours over and over again. You could do anything specifically, or if you remember, you could learn languages. No. What Mike is saying is what would be the one thing you would, so that first day. So the thing is, you could come back the next day. He's not asking you like, oh, you could learn language. So it might take a year, or I don't know, it might take
Right,
30 days to learn the language. No, Mike is saying in that first 24 hours, knowing that you're going to come back tomorrow, what would you do? So learning a
correct.
language would kind of be silly because you wouldn't, that would even be silly because I guess you would learn it to be able to use it, but for what? So maybe I'll go to a Spanish speaking country, but that's still going to take me time to get there. You know what I'm saying? So that's what Mike was saying. Um, E-Money said, watch to distance strangers on Netflix. I never heard that one either. Two distant strangers. Might
Never
have to
heard
check
that
that
one.
out. All right.
Yeah.
So Mike, my next question is going to be, if you could choose just one thing futuristic, what would it be? And maybe it's gonna be these guns you're talking about.
One item?
No, just one thing. It could be just one thing. It could be an item. It could be one thing. I don't want to
Oh,
lead you into it.
wow. I mean, the guns would be for selfless situations, not thinking about myself or whatever. But
Right.
no, that's not what I would want. I always would say something where I can get somewhere faster. So either like time travel, or not time travel, but like
Teleportation. No, not
teleportation.
teleportation.
Not teleportation. Yeah, that's kind of superpower, not that.
Yeah.
Something to where like that super train you're talking about, where I can get to somewhere in like an hour from here to Hong Kong, or like the one we seen in Godzilla versus
Yep.
Kong or something like that.
Yep.
I think that's for me. Somewhere I can get somewhere super fast and not have to worry about taking a long time to get there.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? That was mine. When I thought of that question, because when we talked about superpowers, I always said I would want to do like Nightcrawler or the movie
Right.
Jumper. I would like to be boom, one place.
Right.
Imagine your lunch break. Yo, you only got an hour for lunch or 45 minutes for lunch. Like, all right, I'm about to go to Key West and get this. I'm gonna go to Senior Frogs from Key West. You know,
Yeah,
and then be back.
Yeah, if I could do that, yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
So if they had a teleportation device,
okay,
you just walk into and it'll beam you somewhere. That's we're on the same level.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else that I would, if I could have one futuristic thing. Like, oh, you got flying cars. Nah, let me just, it'd be like a phone booth. You walk up to it, maybe some people will be in line or something. There'd be a bunch of phone booths. You walk up to it, I'm sure it's not gonna be free, but you'll put your money in, your currency, and just
yeah, because think about flying cars is it's cool and it's concept. However, if we all got flying cars, it's gonna be a lot of air traffic.
Yep.
So you're gonna be in the same things in the air.
It's gonna be like Fifth Element. It's gonna be
right.
mad traffic. People gonna be beeping the horns in the air. It's gonna be no different than on the ground.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it's a cool concept, but think about it logistically, it's not really the same. But teleportation, oh man, that would be insane. I would love that. I'd be like, yo, I bet your house in 2 minutes or whatever, literally or whatever.
Like, all right, well, hold on, man, just give me 5, bro. I gotta put my socks on. Like, all right.
Yeah. I'm definitely down with that. All right, that's cool. And last thing I got is I'm gonna go back to little romantic situation here or whatever. Would you rather, because you have a spouse, obviously, would you rather your spouse forget, and I'm flipping to both ways. Would you rather your spouse forget your birthday or your anniversary? 1. And 2, for her, would it be better if you forgot her birthday or anniversary as far as her reaction is concerned? So what do
I'm
you think?
pretty sure she'll be really pissed if I forgot her birthday. Anniversary is all right. I mean, we're about to go on 6 years. You know what I'm saying? But her birthday, well, I had to remember her birthday before we even got married. Think about it. So it's like,
True.
how you forget my birthday? You've been knowing my birthday for a while, but marriage is like, okay, yeah, we got married. How long ago we got married? But I've been this age every year for my whole life. Like, how you gonna forget that? So yeah, I would. I'm pretty sure she'd be upset if I forgot her birthday. And what was the first part?
Well, would you?
What?
How would you feel on the other end?
I agree. Yeah, I agree. Same thing. Yeah, if you forgot my birthday, we got problems. Like I always mess with my daughter when she be like, "When is your birthday?" I'm like, "Yo, really? I'm gonna forget your birthday next year." But I don't want to expect her to remember my when the day I got married. You know. So same thing
Right.
with my wife. I'm the person that always remember. I know the date we started dating. I know all that stuff. She doesn't remember all that. Sometimes she be like, "When did we started dating again?" So that doesn't bother me much. But she was like, "When is your birthday again?" I'm like, "What? When is my birthday?" Yeah, that.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. So if you woke up on your birthday and she was like, "Oh my god, I forgot his birthday," you'll be pissed. Then would you
Yeah,
be?
yeah, we might have some problems. I'm gonna be the cop that's going to work and pistol whip some robber because my wife forgot my birthday. Now you gonna take it. Ha! Shut yourself up, boy. Would you think it's a
Okay.
game? Take another
Yeah,
one to your teeth.
I think some people would think differently. It depends on the spouse, I guess, or whatever. And I'm not married or whatever, and I never had nothing significant like that. So it's
You
hard for me
was
to
married.
answer. Huh?
You was married.
Yeah, but
I'm
that
like, damn.
that wasn't. I didn't really care about the anniversary at that
Got you.
time or whatever because I didn't care about the wife. You know what I mean? So I never had
Right.
like it never was significant. Like I see you guys every year. You celebrate, whatever this and that. We never did none of that, so it wasn't never a big deal. So I
Okay.
would go birthday by default. So
Okay.
far.
Got
Maybe
you.
when I get married again and I have a great spouse, maybe it might feel differently. But right now, it's birthday by default for me.
Okay. How about this then? Um, it still could be birthday, but the day you started dating your significant other. You're not married, but just as an anniversary.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Same thing. Yeah, it's still birthday. I'm with you. I feel like birthdays are just like they come around. Like I'm with you. My daughter doesn't remember. I get upset. You know what I mean?
Right.
She's gonna be 13 this year, so I'm like, okay, listen, I shouldn't have to remind you my birthday is. When you were
Right.
like 7 or whatever, okay, I get
Mm-hmm.
it. You're a kid. You whatever. But now at this age, no, you should know when Dad's birthday coming and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, I get a little upset about the situation.
Let's see what people said in the chat. Let's see. Ray said teleport to any place. Miss Herbo said Hyperloop train is coming to USA. We'll be able to travel state to state in 30 to 40 minutes. You did tell me that before. Travel
He's
to
been saying that
different,
for a year.
huh?
We'll see. He's been saying that for a
He
year about
has,
this
yeah,
Hyperloop
he
train.
has. Travel to different countries is far, but it might be done by traveling through the center of Earth. We won't live to see that, uh, but we'll see Hyperloop or something similar. Let's see. Ray said you guys took my ideal. Sorry, Ray. Please do not activate my inner nerd. It is so early. All right. Well, don't. We'll try not to activate that. Imagine being able to travel to Anthony, body slam him, then make it back home in time for dinner. This guy, man. He said, I'm about to get in the car. Mike, I'll message you when I get back. All right, cool. Stop sending Mike these naked pictures too, man. All right. It's not cool.
He's not telling me they can pictures, bro. I
Oh, my
promise
bad.
you
Because
that.
that's exactly what his message said. But
It did not say
all
that,
right,
bro.
man. All right, so you ready for this one? So
Yeah, go
Mike,
ahead, bro.
my last question is: if you were given 100K, right, and you didn't have to pay it back, what would you do with it?
um, I'm super duper selfless, yo. Like by nature or whatever like
Okay.
that. So I would definitely give I would give out money first. So like, and everybody would get different amounts, obviously.
Right.
But my mother, my grandmother, my father, my brothers would get some. My little sister, like a lot or
Right.
whatever. I will have a certain amount that's just giveaway, about 100K. Be honest with you, or
That's
whatever.
cool.
Then I would pay off any debts that I have
Hmm.
remaining that I can. So that way I'm cleaning off all my debts. From there, I would invest a significant amount in like the stock market or or something else. Then from there, I would pay my current bills up for a certain amount of time. So debts, then investing, then current bills. Then what's left over, I may splurge a little bit and buy myself something, whatever, something,
Okay.
some sneakers or something nice, whatever like that.
Right.
But after I do all that, I don't know what's going to be left, but it'll take me all the way there for me to splurge on myself or whatever like
Gotcha.
that. That's
Yeah.
me personally.
That's cool, man. That was a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give you a real life plan,
Okay.
and this is real transparent. So guys, don't judge me. But I'm not giving nobody nothing. You know, I don't.
I can't get it all, bro. Like, damn, all right.
Yeah, I'll give you $100. But
All right.
there's people that be like, "Yo, could you give me $5 grand?" No, get out my face. My son, he swears he's gonna be rich. He's so money driven, and I remember I was like that when I was younger. No, you know it's cool. He's younger than I was when I had those thoughts. Right, I was in my 30s when I was diehard in network marketing. And when I hear him talk about, "Oh, I'm telling you, I have money," nowhere in my brain I'm like, "Oh, give me this." I'm like, "Listen, you was put on this earth to do what you could do, and I don't feel I'm entitled to anything, right? So I also don't feel nobody's entitled to my stuff. Now it's cool that you said you would help out some people. I think if I got all this money, one, I wouldn't tell nobody, so they wouldn't even know. um and if I felt I was happen to be talking to my mom and she was like, "Oh man, I really want to move out this neighborhood," then I'd be like, "You know what, maybe I'm gonna give my mom like 10 grand. I don't know if I want to give her that much, but I give
Five
her
grand.
some, huh?
$5 grand more like.
Yeah, maybe I'll give her 5 grand so she could put on a down payment for an apartment or something. I don't know. I don't. I and the real. I don't want to get too much into it, but I feel like my mom's age, she probably shouldn't be buying a house. She's probably not gonna
Gotcha.
out. You know what I'm saying? So, but what I would do, and I'm being transparent. Don't judge me. My wife and I. This is real life. I'm being honest. So this is the show, guys. When we moved to Florida, in about 3.5 years, maybe 4, right? I put a year on it, the loose ends, whatever, selling the house. It shouldn't take long to sell a house, but just whatever, right? Always throw a whole year for loose ends. What we want to do, this is real life. So if I had that much money, don't judge me. But I was thinking of what could you do to make money and not have a lot of overhead. So a lot of people want to start a shop. Oh, maybe they're gonna do a salon, do nails, whatever. So then your overhead is your actual time. You have to
Hmm.
pay people to do that. They have to be skilled.
The
You don't want,
location.
huh?
The location too. Don't forget about that.
Locate. Well, location is what it is. What it is, right? So what we would want to do is crazy. Don't judge me. We would want to own a sex club. So if I had that
A
much
sex shop or a sex club?
sex club. So if
Okay.
I had that much money, because we would want to get a loan for a building, right? So if
Right.
I had that much money, I would buy a building. I'd be able to pay to set it up, theme rooms, whatever. And the reason why I say that is because people spend so much money to walk in on a daily basis or whatever days they have, and it's like so much money, and your overhead, there's really no product, right? The product is people coming to enjoy themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you think of a Dave and Buster's, you still have to maintain these machines. You still have to get new machines because the other machines are kind of old. But people coming in to pay money just to meet other people, kind of like a club. But you could charge way more entry fee than a club.
Mm-hmm.
Is genius. It's genius, right? So yes, you gotta get security. Yes, you gotta pay somebody to stand at the door, but you're paying is very little staff, very little money you're putting out besides renting a space. But if you buy it, you own it, versus how much money you're gonna make for people coming in and out of the door. It's genius because it's again, like I said, you're not selling a product, you're charging people to meet people
Mm-hmm.
and mingle with people, and you're able to charge a high amount of money for these interactions. Is brilliant. Like the money you will make on one night will probably cover your rent that month for one night. It's crazy.
Mm.
And then you do
Okay.
specialty events and all that.
So you gonna do this? You gonna do this in Florida? You saying?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Gotcha.
That's what we literally want to do. That we literally want somewhere down the road, rent, get a loan, get a place, and yeah. So if I had
Well, if you have, I
100K,
mean, that's not to go off topic, but if you actually make money from your home sale, you can use that money to start a
well, yeah,
club or whatever.
yeah. I mean, here's what's crazy. Right now, we're just gonna take right now. Right now, Zillow and the Zillow, we can't again. My house got to be inspected,
Mm-hmm.
but we just go off of numbers. Right now, Zillow said my house is worth 200 and I think 250 something thousand, maybe $254,000, right? Right now I owe $154,000, right? So in 3-4 years, I'll probably owe like 148, 147. So
Mm-hmm.
right there, that's like walking away with probably 100 grand right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
If everything mathematically worked, pretty sure it'd be a little less because we're just probably gonna sell our house and to make it easy. So there's stuff that obviously need to be fixed. We're probably gonna be like, look, we're not fixing it, but we'll knock off 10, 20 grand,
Mm-hmm.
fix it yourself, buy it as is, because I bought the house as is. And that way we don't have to get into no money thing. Well, could you do this? Could you fix that? No, we're gonna knock off so much that it's gonna be a steal. And you
Right.
take that money and do what you want. So we might be walking away with like 100 grand, and there you go.
It's like shop in Florida. There you go. It's a club in Florida. There you go. Nice. All right.
We even got a name. We was joking
What's
the other day, and my wife came up with a name. This
are
literally
you,
was
are you,
like 2 days ago, or
are you gonna
maybe three
save the
days
name?
ago.
Okay, I
All
got
right, I
you.
won't say the name.
Yeah, don't give it out or whatever like that.
Yeah, Mr. Overall might steal it.
Right. Yeah, we're total opposite. I'm like, y'all gonna give the money to people. Yeah, I give away nothing. No, never like that. Like,
Nah,
I'm mad at you, though, bro.
nah.
We are. So, all right. Book of questions, man. It's been a while, man. I missed these or whatever
I
like
know, and I
this.
missed your verses. Let's see if anybody said anything. Let's see. Mr. Overall said 100K straight living the bad Santa lifestyle. That's crazy. Ray said, "What the hell, Anthony? You freak." Hey, like I said, don't judge me, bro. But money wise, that's a smart investment. Like
Yeah.
there's no upkeep besides cleaning the place. There's no when you think of having a business and what you pay for, like just think of alcohol. You got to get alcohol in, alcohol out. No, the other think about this real quick. I don't want to get off subject, but just think about we was talking about the other day, yesterday I think I was talking to my wife, and let's say you're selling teas or whatever, right? And
Mm-hmm.
you need milk and cream. And then you're like, damn, we didn't sell enough milk and cream, so now it went to waste. So what if we use it like 2 days later and then somebody gets sick and now they're gonna sue you because you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta worry about, if you own a restaurant, the food gotta be fresh. And then some food you're not using, you pissed off that you threw it away. Think of the Walmarts, how much food they give away, and it's crazy, right? But if I have a business where the money is made from memberships and it's something where people want to go to because it's a rare, risque type thing, like a strip club, so to speak. But strip club, you pay like $15, $10 to get in on a slow night. How much money they making? A sex club on a slow night, they made a lot of money. Just saying.
Well, sound like you did your research, bro. So,
All right. Anyways, book. You want me to do the book questions first, as usual,
yeah.
right?
That's
All right.
it's a
Pick
regular
a
order.
number
Yeah.
between 1 and 217.
48.
My man, right off the bat. All right. So 48 is, what do you seek in a friend, yet neither expect nor want in a lover? Oh, that's interesting.
Oh,
It says, are you attracted to people who are healthy for you to be around? So, what do you seek in a friend, um, yet neither expect nor want in a lover? Wow. Like, that's crazy.
it's crazy to me because they kind of go hand in hand. Like
Right.
I want my lover to be my friend as well, right?
Right.
So it's very interesting. That's a
And
hard one,
and it
bro.
could be anything.
I know. What do I seek in a friend that neither expect or want in a lover? Oh no.
That's hard because I've found in my life, all the relationships I have, the more things I do, the more things we like together, the less issues I have.
Right.
You
So
know?
they're kind of like friends too, like I'm saying. So it's like weird to me that question. Like, I mean, of course, your friends are not your lovers, but a lot of the same characteristics
Right.
apply.
Well,
It
let me.
should be
You
the
want
other
me?
way around. What I'm
You want me
seeking
to
my
answer
lover, but not
first?
one for my friend. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So if I had to choose between if my lover was into video games or into shows I watch, right?
Oh,
So
okay, okay, I got you.
yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So I'd be
okay,
like, well, she doesn't need to be into video games, but I'd rather her be into shows. So
I
I would
got you.
want, my friends to be into the same shows as me so we could talk about it.
Okay,
Or no, I want my friends to be into video games so we could play video games together, but I don't need my lover to be into video games. That'd be
okay,
an easy one for me.
got you. I was thinking more about like qualities, like
Right,
loyalty, and stuff like that. I was like,
right.
wait, I want them in both of them.
Yeah,
Whatever, like
yeah,
that. That's
yeah.
good. Yeah, I want them.
Yeah, that came to my mind too.
Huh?
No, that did come to my mind too, but I'm like, yeah, I would want them both to be loyal.
Right, right. That's what I'm saying. So that's weird. But I probably would say for me then, just being like for actual friends, I would say being into sports or movies or whatever, one of
Okay.
the two. Like my lover doesn't have to watch sports at all or be into
Right.
sports or really be into movies like I am. But my
Okay.
friends, whoever they are, like my different sets of friends, they
Right.
have to be into one or the other and
Yeah.
whatnot. Like I don't have a group of friends not until it's either one or the other. And
Yeah.
that doesn't happen for me and whatnot. So be it either into sports or movies and
That's
whatnot,
cool.
I would
Yeah.
say for
Yeah.
me.
That's like you and me. We got our movie thing is our thing. Yeah, but I'm not
Correct.
into sports. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
but my other boys who I do the show with,
Yeah.
they're into sports and
That's
whatnot.
cool.
So
Yeah.
yeah. I told my I got packs of group of
Yeah.
friends or whatever for my different, like you got people who are in the game. I'm not in the gaming,
Right.
same thing, whatever like that. So
Right.
it
That's
works.
cool. Listen, I think we did a good job of answering that.
Yeah,
Pick another last number.
I'll keep it in the 40s, just make it easy.
Okay.
41. How about that?
Okay. 41 says, let's see, hold on. Yeah, you would think I would be right there. All right, your house containing everything you own catches fire. Wow. After saving your loved ones and pets, you have time to safely make a final dash to save any one item. What would it be?
Pictures. Oh, that's something for me.
Oh, okay. And I was
Yeah,
talking about that earlier. If it
I
house
know.
is on fire, I don't care.
Yeah, for me, pictures that I have old pictures that I've printed out and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Simple for me. Those are the ones I can't never replace or whatever like that. So I would say simple. Everything else, like you said, microwave, cell phone, laptop, or whatever, I can get it over again or
Right.
like that. The pictures literally cannot be replaced in any way, stuff like that. And some of those memories, especially like pictures of me as a kid or
Right.
my dad as a kid. I got pictures of my dad. I got a picture when my grandmother passed away, rest in peace, but of my dad like 10 years old. I'll never get that picture, and stuff like that, whatever
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. So pictures, I would say.
Hmm. I don't know, man. I don't think there's anything I care that much about. That I don't feel I could get back. I think like I had some pictures of me being young, but I put them on Facebook. They're out there somewhere. I'm
Yeah. See,
wondering. I'm
that's what
wondering
I
if.
got to do actually. So
Yeah,
that thing you told me that what's that called?
Uh,
E-box or whatever it was called.
yeah.
I forget it was
Legacy box.
legacy box. Yeah, I still got to do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my goal this year actually.
Yeah. I don't know if there's one thing that I have that I feel like I can't get back that I care about. There's a lot of things I can't get back, but I don't think because I'm weird. I feel like if I haven't looked at something in a year, 6 months to a year.
Right.
So this is so hard for me. I mean, I guess I'm just gonna say my phone because it's something I use on a daily basis. I mean, yeah, I could buy another one, but if I could grab one thing, it's the thing I use every single day on a daily basis is my phone. So I did spend a lot of money on his laptop though.
You did. You did.
Yeah, right. It's funny. My laptop costs more than my phone. I mean, my phone costs more than my laptop. Yeah,
Yeah.
I grab my phone. I make sure I
You
run in
did.
because then I could call somebody and say, "Hey, my house burned down," or I could be able to call people.
Mm.
Also, the numbers that saved in my phone. I guess they're uploaded to Google anyway. But yeah, I'll
Hmm.
grab my phone.
Are you going to get the new one this year or no?
So here's what's hard. I wanted to, but two things. One, it looked like they're gonna make the screen a little smaller, which is weird to me. And then
Yeah.
two, they're gonna make the front screen a little smaller, which is so I'm all about I wanted it because it makes a bigger, right? Oh, you got a phone that's small and turns bigger. But if you're going to be smaller than the one I already have, that makes no sense. Now, it's good. The clarity is going to be better. The hertz on it, like it's going to be a better phone. They're even talking about it's going to have some type of IP certification, so it'll be some type of water resistance, right? Which is cool. But it bothers me. It might be smaller. But I think they're going to do that because right now, if you turn the phone sideways, it's technically the ratio is supposed to be 16:9, but it's not. So sometimes stuff get cut off on YouTube or whatever, but they're going to make it where the ratio is what it should be so that every app works when you turn the phone. And by doing, I think they have to make it a little smaller, bigger. But the rumor, and I don't think it's coming out this year, but the rumor is the end of this year they're gonna have a folding phone that had 3 folds, so it's gonna be even bigger. So it's gonna be like,
Yeah, I know.
it folds and then another fold.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So Samsung is apparently. I feel like whenever they say coming the end of this year, that's a lie. That means it's probably gonna come out next year or 2 years.
First quarter 2021,
Yeah.
2022. Yeah,
Like
I feel
yeah.
yeah.
But it makes me say, damn. Well, do I get the 3? Because I would rather that.
Right.
So to answer your question, I might get the 3 if by the time the 3 come out, which will probably be around August, if they don't have concrete info that this triple folding phone is coming out.
Yeah, and are you gonna sell that one, or you keep all your phones, right? You don't sell them.
I mean, I don't have I only was keeping them because I used to have all my videos on them, but I remember when the second phone came out, they had a good deal where you could trade your phone in for $1,000. I was like, oh, because I always said if you give me 800 for my phone, then I'll get the new phone. And Samsung was like, we give you 1,000. I was like, oh, but yeah. So if the new phone, if they give me at least 600, I'm not gonna be stupid. It will be 3 years old by then. You give me 600 for my phone, I'll trade it in. Knock off 600.
All right. Well, we're up. Next thing is my versus questions, man. And since we haven't been on in so long, man, I've been adding to the versus questions. So I have 25 questions right now.
Nice.
So yeah. And so I even got more I can add later on, but I'll replace them with these or whatever like that. I'll try to keep it at 25 at all times if I can. So now 1 through 25. What do you got?
25.
Okay, perfect. Would you rather have $10 million one time, $10 million versus a guaranteed 10 extra years of life from what you have right now, or what you're going to be at going to get right now?
That's pretty good. I take the $10 million. The $10 million is about here and now. It what I could do with my life now, and 10 years extra. I don't even know. Like, okay, so let's say I was gonna die at 82. So now that means I'm gonna die at 92. But how healthy am I for those last 10 years? I don't even know. I don't know if those last 10 years are even going to be that meaningful. Like, what's going to be going on? I'm like those. So when I think of the out there, like I'm one of these people. You can't miss what you never have. So yeah, I never had $10 million, whatever. I never had those extra lives, but I could tell you what I probably would do with $10 million now. I don't know what I would do from I'm just saying, if I was 82 to 92, I don't even know what I'd be doing at those older years in life. How meaningful is it?
Just to play devil's advocate, what if you knew you were going to die in, let's say, 10 years right now? Mm-hmm. Would you want 10 extra years? Would you want $10 million right now?
I'll still take the $10 million. I mean, what I could do with $10 million would be probably more fulfilling than what I could do with 10 extra years. Let's just be
gotcha.
Real. I don't know if I could make $10 million in those 10 years. And be like stress free, right? So I probably have to hustle and go crazy, but I know I'm gonna die. But you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I want the here and now. Easy come, easy go. If you could give it to me now, and I know I'm gonna die, listen, give it to me now. Let's make the best of it. Versus, man, I got 10 extra years. Let me make the best of it. Give me the $10 million, and I'll make the best of it.
So you're like, listen, if I got 10 years left, I'm gonna have a phone this last 2 years, whatever. Because
I got $10 million, yeah.
Right. I got you. Rather than have 10 extra years, but you kind of like regular shit, 9 to 5 every day or whatever like that. Right. I got you. Yeah, it makes sense or whatever. That's tough. I think if I knew in 10 years from now I will be gone. But I can get 10 more?
Right.
Oh man.
It's rough. I mean, you're pretty young, man.
Yeah. I'll be 46. Like I'll be that'll be
Right.
tough or whatever. Like, man. And my daughter
Might
would
be
only
better
be
for you to take the 10 years.
yeah. My son wouldn't even be an adult yet, bro. He'll be 16 at the time of
Right.
10 years, whatever like that. So I don't know. But I'm with you, man. Like I get so much the $10, whatever like that, and I can leave the kids some money probably too at the same
Yeah.
time. So I'll take and have them set up for a nice life or whatever. I'll
Right.
give them all the advice, all the wisdom over these 10 years. Have a great time and just like go from there. So yeah, I'm taking the money or whatever like that. So
That's cool.
all right, cross that off the list. What else you got? What number?
Number 1. So doing the first and the last, or the last and the first.
Let me go up there. Okay.
Let me look at the comments while you go up.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Let's see. Mykea said I would give my mom $25K, pay for my son's aviation school, go on a nice vacation, invest the stock market, put a significant amount of money market account. E-Money said, "Can we smoke green in the club?" And I think by the time I open up a club, probably. I'm not into smoking weed, or smoking green, but I realized that I watched a video somebody said that was real cool. He was talking about gaming, but he was like, "Yo, we're dinosaurs now." Like kids now want to play Fortnite and they don't care what they're playing it on, a phone, Xbox, a PlayStation, whatever. We hold on to consoles like I don't want cloud gaming to come. And I realize I'm a dinosaur. Even my kids now, they say these stupid little like voices and they do dumb stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I'm older. For me, that's dumb. For them, they're entertaining themselves. So I've learning to like realize I'm getting older.
Not to switch topics or whatever, but it's funny you say that about the consoles and the cloud. But then why does PS5 come out and it sells out and nobody can get it and stuff like that?
Because all right, first it's two things. PS5 is video games is a popularity contest. PS5 outsold the Xbox, the PlayStation 4 outsold the Xbox 360, Xbox One. So PlayStation already was going to start off as a popular, right? So you could take the popular console, you come out with the new console, it's called supply and demand. Everybody want it, but they can't get it. Now you want it more. The scalper's selling it like it's supply and demand. If you know right now, the PlayStation 5 is getting so people are trashing it because there's like no games to play. My friend just got one, and you know what? I'm messing with them. I'm like, oh, them 3 games you got. It's like Disney Plus. Disney Plus came out.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I ain't getting Disney Plus. What? To watch DuckTales? They had no
Right.
content. PlayStation 5 literally got like 3 PlayStation 5 games. Everything else you could get on PS4. So it doesn't make sense, but it's called supply and demand. You create that, oh my God, it's a PlayStation 5. Now, yes, the technology is great. Yes, you got ray tracing. That's about, and yes, you got the controller with the haptic feedback. But other than that, it's just an upgraded PlayStation 4. So psychologically, people want what they can't have, supply and demand. People go crazy for it because it sells more than the Xbox. So it feels like the PlayStation is better than the Xbox because it sold more. And when the Xbox has more value than the PlayStation 5 and is more powerful than the PlayStation 5, but we're humans. The same thing with the cops. Like it's all about perspective. You make someone think something, that is what it is. But right now the Xbox is killing it, but PlayStation 5 is selling more. It's a weird thing, man.
So Xbox got more games already. You see?
Not even that, but they have what's called Game Pass. So Game Pass is $14.99 a month, and they're adding brand new games that comes out, is including XCloud. For instance, in Game Pass. For instance, the biggest game right now is called Outriders, right? Now, yeah, they got issues with bugs and stuff, but everybody want Outriders. It was included on Game Pass.
Mm. So,
That's
and
like the
I want to go
HBO
off
game.
topic though. Like I said,
Yeah, sorry.
but to your so with that being said, are you saying no matter how big cloud gaming gets, if PlayStation comes out with a new console, it's still gonna be like that or whatever? No matter.
Yeah, I think PlayStation is so popular, but Microsoft said this like 2 years ago, which is deep. They said PlayStation and Nintendo is no longer a competition. 2 years ago, they said our competition is Google and Amazon,
Right.
meaning they was preparing themselves for the cloud. So PlayStation, I think they're gonna get into the cloud space. They actually their cloud stuff been around, which is PlayStation. excuse me, called PlayStation Now, but it was always trash. It always didn't play good, and it only had old games. My favorite game, they just added on PlayStation Now, Marvel Avengers, but it's only until July 5th, then it's going to go away. So PlayStation is stupid. They're working behind the scenes on their cloud stuff. People think this might be the last consoles, or at least the next consoles just won't be that prominent, and the cloud to be more like for the less people will buy the consoles, but more people will be in the cloud. It's just
Gotcha.
way more advancements with the cloud. But people are dinosaurs, right? We want to hold on to our consoles. Now, I don't want to play on my phone, or I don't want to play on a laptop, or I don't want to be able to be. But if you think about it, it makes way more sense to be into the cloud. It makes way more
Yeah.
sense to get Game Pass than
It
PlayStation 5.
does. I just noticed like being on social media, like that's so big. Like showing a picture, I got my PS5. Like
Yep.
everybody's so excited to do that shit.
Yep.
Whatever. Like,
But it's a mind trip, and it's a dinosaurism, right? You're just older. This is what you know. You had an Atari, you had a Genesis, and a Nintendo. So that's all you know. It's people like me, they will call me a tech enthusiast. I bought a $2,000 folding phone. My friends was like, bro, that's dumb as hell. Who will buy a folding phone? Like they all got on me. Now, did you know Samsung's selling so many folding phones that it's a thing now? Like they want to get rid of the Note series, which was their flagship phone, because now they want to make a stylus work with a folding phone, because it makes more sense to have a bigger screen with a stylus.
yeah.
So it
Yeah.
showed that Samsung was right, or I was right, that the folding phones have a market. They have a place. And
Right,
they're not
because when you
stopping.
got yours, it wasn't even at like Verizon, or it was only at you had to go to New York or something, right?
Right. No, I had to. So it was only a couple places. New York was one of them, because New York had a Samsung. It's called Samsung. It was a Samsung store. I went to Best Buy, so I found the places in our area. It was like three places. You had to go all the way to New York, someplace in PA, and our Best Buy and an AT&T store. So I had to go to the AT&T store. I went to Best Buy first. They screwed me over, and I had to go to AT&T store. Crazy story, but I made a
Gotcha.
video on it. But yeah.
All
So long
right,
story short, but it's crazy, man. If the stuff that we know or don't know.
all
You
right.
know.
Number one for you. This is a simple one. Um, would you rather forever? This is forever, and I know
Okay.
you're not a big person on like meat in general, so it might change your thing. I don't know,
Okay.
but would you rather have to eat cookout food forever only, or holiday food forever only?
Wow. I mean, holiday food is serious, but man, cheeseburger on the grill, hot dog on the grill, get the job done.
So
Um,
they're both forever. You gotta eat
yeah,
and stuff like that.
because I'm thinking a holiday. You know, well, if my grandma was still alive, I would say holiday, because the food she made was just amazing. But now I get the generic, you get ham. I think of like Easter when we went to Mario's mom house. I mean, it was all right, but it was, you had your ham, you had your string beans, and it was like, all right, I mean, it was cool. It did the job, macaroni and cheese. I guess I'll go with holiday food because it's more variety. Versus when I go to cookout, I really only get like a hot dog and hamburger. That's it.
Okay. A lot of people are big on barbecue, so that's why it's a question or whatever like
Yeah,
that. But
well, because I am not, like you said, you started off. I'm not that into meat, so some people are like, "Yo, you're not gonna try my ribs or this and that." I'm like, I'm not. I'm weird about ribs because I don't really like to taste the meat, so I have to really, really be barbecued right. You know, so I'm simple. Hot dog, hamburger. You know, like
okay. So holiday food though you picked then because of the variety.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like the hot dog and hamburger just gets the job done. You can get
Especially
some
when it's grilled right.
get
Oh my
potato
god.
salad, because I'm thinking of, but
Yeah.
I guess I can have ham. And I can make a ham sandwich. I'm gonna go with the cookout food, man.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Cool. All right. That's why it's a good question. See, that
yeah,
got you
yeah.
thinking a little bit or whatever. So, um, yeah, you know, they both are things that right. They only come around like once a year. That's the cool thing about them, right? Because
Mhm.
nobody's like out grilling in the middle of winter,
Right,
and people don't really generally make holiday
right.
type of meals throughout the year and stuff like that. So, and we always look forward to them growing up. I know, so
Yep.
especially and whatnot. So, because you can get burgers anywhere, right? But it's not the same thing as like a grill burger
Yeah.
off the grill, like you were talking about, or hot dog and whatnot. It actually is pretty tough.
Well, let me say this real quick. Every now and then, Sandy grills just because of that, because it's like a rare thing. Every now and then, my wife will like go in the backyard and pull out the grill and just grill like
Right.
randomly. Yeah, not
Right.
all the time, but
Right. Of
but
course.
like you said, because it tastes different.
Right.
Because yeah,
Right. It's like a different taste and whatnot. Whew.
this is hard because I almost now want to go back. Like, it's so hard. Like, I almost be like, well,
I love it. Audience, please
but
answer this question, audience.
yeah, I'm
Whatever.
like,
Like,
ham is so good though. I love ham though.
oh man, it is tough. But I might go with the holiday because of the holiday desserts or whatever like that.
Oh yeah,
Where
because usually you don't have desserts at cookouts. Oh
no,
yeah, let me change
no.
my answer then. Yeah, I'm changing my answer.
Hold up. Yeah, I'm going holiday just because now food wise, it's close. We add desserts into it. I gotta go holiday. That's how I look at it.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna go with the holiday food forever.
yeah. I'm coming back. I'm coming back.
All right, come on back or whatever.
Yeah,
But when you guys have a cookout this year, definitely let me know because I will be there
yeah,
this
man.
year
It's
or whatever.
cool that we've seen each other a couple times. I remember when we didn't see each other, so I'm loving. We gotta get back to our going out to eat.
Oh yeah,
We gotta every so often. We
and
gotta.
movies. I told you,
Yeah,
May they open in Jersey, all the
yeah.
regular stuff
May
like
I
that. So
remember May 7th for me.
yeah,
Yeah.
yep, and May 14th up here, stuff like that. But anyway,
Well, hold on. Let's get these last comments out the way.
okay.
Because I left out a couple stuff. Let me just real quick. Let's see. What I had read was. Let's see.
Oh, you're up there, I think actually.
Mr. Irwin said, I'm only into boxing and UFC, but love exports um, too back in the day. E said he would get his Jordans, so he got to save his Jordans. That's a good one. Alexa, what's going on, man? Thanks for jumping in. Laughing at E Money. Mr. Orwell said VR headset is what I grab. I don't know that. Oh, I shouldn't have did that. Mr. Orwell says soon AR glasses to use on my portable TV. Let's see. Let's see. They are saving their best fold for when Apple releases theirs. E said $10 million. He'll take that versus the years. Ms. Urban said 10 years. Josh said
Wow.
definitely $10 million. Life is not guaranteed. The last day of the 10 extra years could be today. Start today. Ooh, that's Josh. That was great. Well said.
Yeah.
Mr. Urban said, I know people that started six figures eBay businesses with $300, so I'll take the 10 years. Okay, fair enough. But I'm pretty sure that's very few and far between. So it's not happening to everybody. So you give me a guaranteed 10 millions, and I don't need to start up a company with $300 and watch it grow and watch it grow and watch it grow. Anyway, but Mr. Irwin said, I can turn little to something big. I don't need $10 million. That's a great mindset to have. My kid said $10 million. Stadia Vet said, what's up, everybody? He said, PlayStation 5 has sold the most and became the highest grossing console sold in U.S. history. He said, Xbox Series X and S are sold out, but I don't want that console. Let's see. Mr. Irwin said Xbox can play PS2, PS1, GameCube, Saturn, Stadia, GFN, etc. I'd buy that because there's emulators. And let's see. And the last thing was Ray said, Ray Sherrod, he said, my wife wants a folding phone, and I told her to bring me my hammer. I will make it fold.
That's funny. Yeah. Who was the Stadia said about PlayStation? Like, like I said, becoming the highest grossing in U.S. history. Why wouldn't they keep making consoles if they're gonna sell this much or whatever like
Right.
that?
Well,
That's
you know
what.
why? Because PlayStation makes about $20 on a console.
Gotcha.
Yeah, if you look it up, from the parts and everything, they make about $20.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's not a lot at all.
no,
I don't
at
know.
all. So if they could save spending the money and doing all this stuff, and you know how much money it would save to just build a server room that just streams cloud games? Why? Listen, if Stadia technology is so great, why is it free? How come it doesn't cost anything to get a Stadia? Zero.
Right.
Because they're saving so much money from building a console to ship out to people. Think of
Yeah.
that, right? You would think like, oh man, it will cost like money. It would like literally, you could sign up for Stadia, just buy the game and play. Even PlayStation and Xbox. Did you know it costs money to play with your friends online?
I didn't know that. That's
Think
crazy.
about it. If I got a game, if I spent $500 on a PlayStation 5, and you spent $500 on PlayStation 5, and we said, yo, now we can play games together, we still have to pay for a PlayStation Plus subscription to play each other online. That feature it costs money to play with each other online. And Stadia is free. We could buy a game today and play with each other online and cost us nothing. It's doing stuff consoles aren't doing. But in people's minds, it's like, oh, it can't work. How that's weird. I don't get it. How are you gonna play a game out of nothing? If I pick up my phone and people are watching us right now on phones, TVs, but they never cross their mind to say, how does Netflix work? Wait, if I press play and they'll never ask. You don't even think
That doesn't
about
make sense because like I could play even like little phone games. If we got the same, like go to the same. I mean, I play with my nieces sometimes,
Right.
little like racing game, whatever like that. But as long as I put, we can all go to the same game and play it. So like
Right.
same thing through a cow or whatever like that.
Right.
So I get it. Yeah, I don't know why they don't think it could work. It's easily could work. Like that doesn't make any sense. Whatever like that.
Yeah.
So. But anyway, that's our show, ladies and
Our
gentlemen.
show.
We were back with this week's Big Mike and Little Ant.
Oh yeah.
Appreciate you guys all in the comments. Appreciate you guys as always supporting us. Make sure you always like, comment, and subscribe. We normally come every other week, but next week we will be back to review or do a
spoiler
discussion of Mortal Kombat, which comes out next week, and also the season finale of Falcon and Winter Soldier. So we'll be back next week around the same time on Sunday, likely. Please go out and watch those movies and TV shows as well. Look for Anthony on everything on the Naya Mama Knows channel or whatever throughout the week.
Thank you.
I'll have a new half-court trap out this week. Also, look for me on shows like Poetic Charm and Mental Theater on Josh Warren's channel as well. But for that, any other words at all, Anthony?
No, just read the last thing. Ray said, bro, they have a new feature called Play Share. Someone with a PS4 can now share a screen and play PlayStation 5 games with a PlayStation 4 controller. And that sounds cool. E-Money said, can't wait. And that's it for me too, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Me and Mike, we love the show. I do so much content on a weekly basis. And I always say, if you want to see the best content I feel I produce, you definitely check out BigMike.LittleAnt. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of this. And make sure you catch us next weekend.
Yes. And for that being said, I'm Big Mike.
And I'm Little Ant.
Out.